Oh, looky, looky, guys. Guess what we got back here in the shop? That's right. We're back at it again with Build the Ghostbusters Ecto 1. We'll dive in. Just a quick brief synopsis of what we're getting ourselves into in this video. That's, of course, stage 63 and 64. Looks like some really cool stuff, guys. I can't wait to show you guys what they are and how we're going to put it all into also this car. Covered in this will be stage 65 and 66. If you're seeing what I'm seeing, guess what we're going to be doing, guys? It looks like we're finally going to be installing some lights and getting this set up to look just further and further closer to the actual car. So real quick, guys, this we haven't seen in a while, but this is the car, and this is how far we've gotten with our car. And I just wanted to show you real quick how far we've come on this great adventure of building the Ecto 1. Now, we have placed in carpets, we've done everything. Now, I put the car together just a little bit. As you can see, we also added carpet here. Of course, we've added carpet and a heel pad inside the car. Now, I've added, by putting a lot of this stuff here, the dashboard and all this, I placed it in there. However, we haven't covered that just yet. So, what I'm going to do is just show you some really cool stuff. We also added carpet here in our little section. So that's pretty cool. We've got a lot of our gizmos already installed and such. We have the back seat and a few other gizmos installed back here. And we got a lot in store with today's video because I think we're going to be covering some more of this space here where you see all those little. Now, of course, since we haven't worked on it in a while, we'll have to give it a quick dust off. So we'll start with that first. This car is coming along really good. The only thing that we haven't done yet is placed all this stuff in. This is just a preset of how things will look once we get towards the finishing product. All right, guys, real quick. Here's stage 63. We're going to go ahead and knock this out, guys. Okay, so with figure A and figure B of step 1 for stage 63 here is we're going to take our two pillars here, these two, and we're going to pull them right out, okay? And one is going to be facing one way, one will be facing the other way. We have our screws here, which now these screws are going to lock it in, which is kind of cool. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this piece out. Now this piece that's out, all right, you're going to keep it to where it's like this, okay? And what you're going to do is just take the block and match them with these two. So you just go ahead and put this piece down. It's got a couple little things so you can lock it in there. And then you have another spot where you're going to be able to screw it in. And what you're going to do is take some AP screws and you're going to go ahead and screw it in. It's pretty interesting how this is all going to lock in, but now that it's locked in, we get our screws, which will be these. They're the AP screws. I'm going to go ahead and put those in. All right. Now, there's two other panels, which are these two, and they're going to be put into these two small slots here, and we're going to apply them with some AP screws. So those two little spots, which are just this and this, okay, you'll see down here, there's a couple of little circles there and a little dot, so you can only put it in one way. So of course, with step 1 all completed, you can see we placed them in no problem, placed in our screws, and they all locked right into place here and here, which was kind of cool. They kind of just snapped into place. So we're going to move on to step 2. Step 2 is one of our last phases for right now on this plastic container, so I can't wait to put this away. So we're going to go ahead, put that away real quick, and then we're going to take this box, and it's going to go here. The coincidental part is that this open part here that you see is going to be facing in that direction. So it'll be facing towards this hole. Once you take this, you put it on, you apply the AP screw, yada yada, There you go. And of course, now with all that done, we have one more thing that we'll need to do for this stage, and it'll be the final one for stage 63, and that is to place it onto the car itself. And this is going to look really good, guys. This is starting to look real good. The location for our piece here is really simple. All right, the big box is going to go towards the end. All right, so when you open up the car back door, you're going to see this all in a row like so. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place it in. When we place it in, the screws will be showing at this point. Okay, so don't be alarmed by that. The spot that we're going to put it in is right here. That spot is here. We're going to just kind of lay it right in there, and everything will line right up. Once everything lines up, you grab the 4 AP screws that we have left over from the package. We go ahead and screw those in. Voila, guys. It is in, all 4 AP screws, and that'll complete stage 63. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with stage 64. And there it is, guys. All the parts here for stage 64. I can't wait to tell you, but we're going to be putting some rails in and a couple little other instruments. So without further ado, let's get on with it, guys. Here we have it. One little box that's right here with some little knobs and such, and it's going to go right here. And it's basically going to just, as you can see, there's only one way to put it on. So we're just going to bring it down and we're going to line it up. Once we line this up, okay, it'll fit right in here. Obviously, because I got my carpet in here and not the plastic, it's going to be a little different, but we are going to put it in here. You'll take 2 AP screws and you'll go ahead and screw it in, which I already have 2 prepared for. All right, guys, and so with this, I just want to let you know, with the carpet there, it does fit very snug and very nice in there. However, you do have to kind of push down a little bit because you're going to apply pressure onto that carpet there, considering that the carpet was not meant to be there when this model was designed. However, we're going to just keep on moving here because our next phase, of course, the other 2 screws are going to go right here. And what we're going to be doing is placing this item right inside, okay? Fit just like so into our little slot here. And then it fits right along the wall real easy. And then you'll put in 2 AP screws on the underside. So you'll have to flip it over, put the AP screws. And there you have it, guys. Step 1 of stage 64 is now all completed. We have our box over here. We got our little box here, all right, which is 64 Bravo. So we've got 64 Bravo, 64 Alpha, all into its rightful spot. And we're going to move on to step 2, which means now we got to put in our little rails, all right, or you can call them the train tracks, that our gurney slash proton pack gurney will be going on to once that arrives. And as you can see right here, guys, this is where exactly it's going to go, and it's going to come pretty far down. And we're going to be using OP screws for this, and there's a lot to be put in. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Obviously, we're going to be using more on the other side as well. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put these rails on and show you it all complete. And there you have it, guys. It is all said and done. Those rails are in and they are ready for that gurney. So those OP screws work great. We put a total of 20 OP screws. So without further ado, we're going to go on to step 3 of stage 64. And this is going to be fun, guys. Now, with step 3, we have some IP screws, which I have right here. And we're going to be using those to attach our dashboard finally to our component here. And I think this is going to be very interesting. Now the IP screws are going to go into these slots here and here. Then we will flip the vehicle upside down and place the IP screws here, 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 and here. Once that is all completed, that'll be the end of stage 64. So I'll go ahead and show you real quick a little rough draft of what it's going to look like once we're done. Once we're done, it'll look very similar to this, and we'll be all lined up and ready to go. Now, of course, I just want to give a little shout out uh, to the fact that there's carpets here. It made it a little tough to get all these screws in, let alone the screws on the bottom, because that carpet, the line up there. But I was able to kind of go and move it around and get it lined up just right. There's a little pain in the butt on this side, but I managed to get it nice and snug, nice and tight, and it looks really sharp, guys. So without further ado, let's bring on stage 65. There's a lot going on here in stage 65. Now, because we have a lot going on with the bottom half of the car, they managed to give us 4 blocks, these little jacks, which will hold the weight of the car. Later on, you will need these probably for the display purposes, unless you just really want to have the car laying on its wheels. But for now, we have a lot of wires to put in. We have a little motherboard chip here to put in, and we also have the speaker to put in. So this is going to be a little action packed. It's going to be extensive, but we're going to try to make it very easy so you don't get too lost, and you'll be able to see it looking good at the end of it. Okay, guys, so this is going to seem like a whole lot of work, but we're going to try to streamline it so you can see how easy it can be. What we're going to do is we got 4 EM screws, which I have already staged down here. And what they want us to do is basically we're going to mount this on. Now, when it gets mounted on, there's so much you got to do. All right, with all these bells and whistles and wires and such. Okay, easy thing to remember is this little piece here has to face towards the battery pack. Okay, and then you're going to have your red wires and everything, and they're going to go one way. After we separate the red wires, they're going to get another separation. So you separate all these out, okay? Once you separate them all out, now it makes things a little bit easier. You get the idea. So I'm going to go ahead set these up real quick, okay? Okay, so that was a bit of a hassle. I'm just going to let you know, it took me about 15 minutes to figure this whole wire mess up. I'm not an electrician, but I'm just a basic one. So A, of course, connects to the A here, which then connects to your battery box, and then your on and off switch. However, you have these shorter cords, which is pretty much all of them. They're going to come around and then come up, and then they're going to come this way, and they're going to later on attach to our piece. All this is going to get hidden underneath our seating area compartment. And I had to follow along in the book and kind of just go through both stages 65 and 66 to make sure that I had all of them. Now, they do have the color coded, which I found that out too, and they all have letters. Now, they are going to connect once you come in here. We've mounted in our dashboard. There's some cords already there. We're going to match color to color, all right? So in the meantime, what they want us to do is just kind of have it laid out like this, and then it'll come up through here, and then eventually we'll come up through the dashboard and connect. We also will have to probably find some other wires, which are probably going to house the wires for the front of our car. Okay, so without further ado, our next step is to put the speaker in, and the speaker kind of goes right here, and this is the cord that the speaker will connect to. So it'll be, and there you have it, guys. It is all connected, and that is pretty good deal. Eye to eye, it's yellow to yellow, color coordinated, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to our next step. Now, our next step is to get these cords and then tape them down as tight as we can into here, and then once we do that, we're going to put one piece of tape they want right here, and another piece of tape will go up here at an angle just about right here. That way we have everything all snug and like a bug. They give you 3 strips, so if you make a mistake, you have 1 spare. So what we're gonna do real quick, actually, I'm sorry, they give you 3 because they go 1, 2, and then the third one is gonna go over here, which is gonna hold down your two cords for the battery here. We'll put this tape down, mark it here and here, and then one more over here. Okay, so I put the tape here, here, and here. I'm just gonna let you know this tape is not the best. It's very flimsy, so don't be worried. You will have plenty of wiggle room. It's gonna go really nice. I think everything's gonna fit just nice and easy right through here, and we're gonna have no issues. So without further ado, I think we're gonna go on to our next part of step 3, which we start putting on some more parts. Okay, guys, so what a hassle. Getting this in, lining it up with the steering column and everything. Um, Boy, what a treat that was. So I have all the cords and everything lined up. I have a few sticking out over here. It fit in real nice, which was kind of cool. And then we also have right up in here our other cords. They're all going to hang out here. So I'm going to go ahead, put all those together, and then once that's together, since this is a big deal, we're going to show you how we have it all lined up for the power cords. In the meantime, though, there will be some JP screws. I have to basically screw this whole compartment here to the car. So at this point, you're going to have the car upside down to do this. However, I'm going to try to do it where it's on its side. On the book, it shows that it's going to be upside down. So just a quick little snippet of what we're about to do, just so you have an idea of the intensive detail that we're going to be putting into this car. And there you have it, guys. Right here is what we're going to be doing. It is very, very extensive. Like I said, it shows that it's laying down. So we're just going to place this on top, which we've already done. We have our cords, which we've already laid them out. And the JP screws will go along here and along here. And it'll tie right in to the frame and everything. And then I'll come back with all that done, and we'll go over to step 4 and try to knock out all this. So what I'm going to do is show you what I'm going to do behind the cameras by putting all these wires together, and then we'll show you the end result right here with our jacks and um, some spare wires. All right, guys, real quick, just wanted to let you know it's real simple. When you get here, just remember H with H, B with B, G with G, C with C, E with E. It's real simple. Match the letters. Don't get confused like it does in the book. However, if you have the Fanhome version, you may have the fixed version, because the way I was reading it here, it just seemed confusing. So I just kind of put the pictures with the colors of the chords and realized that, well, it's B with B, C with C, all that, and so on and so forth. Now you will have some leftovers, which we will be covering in our next stage. I looked ahead for us. And also, we have some others that will be into the back of the car. Now, with the back of the car, I was able, let me see here, this is very heavy. I was able to put those pieces together. I put the bracket in, which then locks it in, and then you have the cords here. They're all going to stay tucked in here. These should be able to apply all the stuff we need in the back. Other than that, that is the end of stage 65, so we're going to go on to stage 66. Okay, and here we have it, stage 66, and the car is coming along really good. The good thing is guess what we have here today, guys? We have some lights, so hang in there, because we're going to be putting some lights together. Then we're going to do the other cool part, and we're going to put some batteries in so we can be able to test these light bulbs out. I cannot wait. I've been dying to get to this part. So we're going to speed open this box, and start connecting these cords so we can put the batteries in and test out those lights. Okay, so real quick, here's the O. I'm just going to give you an example. Here's the O. We have to match it. You can see the header on this, and you can see the letter O on this one. And all we're going to do is attach it inside. So pretty much goes in just like so. Oops, wrong way. Here we go. Goes in, lock it into place. Once it locks in, you'll hear that snap. This here should be your, according to this, the O, it's going to be for your left headlight. Alrighty. So I'm just going to leave that right there just like so. And then we're just going to go down the line here, guys. And we're going to take 66 Bravo P. We're going to grab that one. Once we grab the P, we'll attach that. Then after that, we'll go into the letter S and we'll attach that. Then we're going to come back here to the back and we're going to be putting in 66DR and 66CQ, and then we'll go into step 2. So now that I have put all of them together, we have some red lights here, we have some white lights in the front, and we have this long one here which has some kind of weird functionality. The book, it does tell you, but we'll get to that later. Other than that, we still have some spare wires, so we have a lot more to go. I put Q and R back here for the lights that I need to do for step 1. So now we're going to go into step 2 of our last stage, and that's where we're going to install 66, the V, the T. Then we're going to go into installing the X. Then we're going to go and install the U and the W. So I'll come back with all that done up. Okay, so for stage 66, step 2, we have installed switches. That's what these are. Now, these switches are basically for the doors, when you open and close the doors. So we have a bunch. We have 2 for the back, and then 1 for the 2 that'll be here, and then 1 for the door and all the way back. So if I'm understanding this right, if we're going to be using that as a way of triggering the doors, it's either going to trigger a sound effect or we're going to get lights where the interior lights up just like the car. So that's really cool. But we're going to move on to the next thing. Okay, guys, check this out. We're going to be testing the lights. Now, I've installed the batteries, which we've done, I think we've done it a long time ago. But I put the batteries in. Now, these here, this blue cord, it is the dome lights, or the ceiling light, okay? It says here for stage, or step 3, we have to do the ceiling light. So I'm going to go ahead, flick the on switch, and this is what happens, guys. Boom. The dome lights, these little lights here seem to come on. So I think that's pretty good, okay? Now I used AAA batteries in this, okay? It says that you have to use 6 AAA batteries, which aren't provided, but you'll be able to do that. Now that the dome lights are on, I believe when you open and close a door, they should most likely turn off. But that I don't know right now. So what we're going to do next is it says that we have to test the brake light. So here's the red lights. Our brake pedal is in here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the brake, and look at that. Such a light touch. And you can see all 4 come right on. That's pretty cool, guys. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's see what number 5 says. Testing the other lights. That's where we're going to basically next push the main light switch cover. All right, 41 Echo, which is located here. All right, and we're going to go ahead and hit that. All right, and it says that it's going to trigger the interior lights, which, by George, it did. Isn't that interesting? So we're going to leave that on, and then I'm going to show you how awesome this dashboard came out. It's very impressive. Now, the next thing that they want us to do is we'll be able to check out the headlights, which when you activate that button, the headlights immediately activate. All right, so we have all four here. So that's really good. All right, that's actually pretty cool, guys. All right, and I don't see any other lights being triggered except for now our brake lights are on steadily. And if we hit that brake again, the lights get brighter. So that's really cool, guys. I think that's pretty cool. All right. So the next thing that we do, all right, it says you can test that the ceiling light switches are working by pushing the switches fitted in this phase. All right. When they are all pressed, the ceiling light should switch off. Those switches fit in the door hinges, so the ceiling light will come on whenever the door opens. So that's pretty cool, guys. So we're gonna try something here. All right, I'm gonna line them all up. Just this is a lot of work, guys. All right, it's a lot of work. Holy moly! I don't think we have the time to do that, so we're just gonna move on, guys. All right, guys. As promised, here is what the dashboard looks like. It looks pretty realistic to me. It does not look washed out, which is nice. All right. I find that very interesting. Also, I wanted to promise you guys real quick how it's hectic with these cords here. But we also have our lighting and everything. And then just to show you real quick, press that brake and the lights get a little brighter. All right, we're moving on. We have our lighting here, which is going to be our roof lighting, which is going to be the interior lighting, which is kind of cool. Then I wanted to show you guys real quick all the hectic wiring here. Now, of course, I will tighten this up. I'll get a piece of tape and I'm going to come right into here and police all this up. And then we have our cords for the headlights. So you don't want to get them messed up, guys. But we got a lot going on. All right, we got a lot going on. And I just wanted you guys to be able to see what was going on. Once again, guys, thank you again for watching and seeing how we are putting our Ecto 1 together. I would like to say thanks a lot, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It's a bit lengthy, but we got more in store, so hang in there, folks, because we got more to go. Hopefully, we can surprise you by putting the body parts on and then moving on really good here, guys. So without further ado, I'm going to get on going, and we'll see you on the next video.